Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man Drutube, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. There are 8 billion people on this planet, and there's still only one you in the whole entire world. Everybody hit the like button, hit the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. There's 8 billion people on this planet, and there's still only one you. You need to celebrate yourself. Throw a party for yourself. It may not even be your birthday. Throw a party for yourself. Even if you're by yourself, you need to celebrate you. You need to treat yourself right. Because if no one sees you treating yourself right, they're not going to treat you right. You need to be happy about your life and who you are. There's nothing wrong with you. All right, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You need to see the good in you. You need to see the God in you. You need to view yourself the way God sees you. You need to have a positive attitude about yourself. There's only one you. All these other people in the world, all these other people on this planet, what are you going to do that's going to allow you to leave your mark? What are you going to do that's going to allow you to leave a legacy? You want to leave a legacy. You want to leave some things behind. You want to make a change while you're here. You want to do something monumental while you're here. You want people to remember you. You want people to be able to recognize you right now as somebody that's about something. Somebody that is about success. Somebody that's about prosperity. Somebody that is about just being an overall genuine, good, authentic person. When people look at you, you want them to see the best. You don't want them to see the worst. There's 8 billion people on this planet. What are you going to do to make yourself different? There's only one you. Don't take yourself for granted. Other people may take you for granted, but you don't take you for granted. Other people may act like you don't exist, but you know you exist. You know what you're worth. You know the level that you want to be on and the level that you're on right now. You know the amount of work that you're putting into yourself. There's only one you. Somebody out there is working. Somebody out there is grinding. Somebody out there is giving it their best shot. Somebody out there is giving it all they got. What are you going to do? All right, you're living a life, and you need to have meaning in that life. You need to make a life that has meaning. Give yourself some meaning in life. All right? Make yourself make yourself someone that somebody else would want to be. Turn your life into something that somebody else would want. If somebody looks at you from the outside in, you want them to be like, yo, I'd like to have a life like that. That's all you have to do. You have to create a life for you where somebody would look at your life and be like, yo, that's how I want to live. That's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. You want to be an inspiration to other people. You want to be inspiring other people. There's 8 billion people on this planet. Go out and inspire some of them. Go out and be great like some of them. Go out and be the best version of yourself like some of them. There's only one you. Nobody can be you. Whatever special qualities you possess, it's only one you. However you look, somebody may have some similar features, but it's only one you. Somebody may have a look that's kind of like yours. You may have a doppelganger out there, but it's still only one you. What are you going to do with your life? How are you going to live your life that's going to make an impact, that's going to allow you to leave an impact? Got to do something. Can't just sit around and not do anything. Can't just let days pass you by. Just can't let the hand on the clock just go around without doing anything. What are you going to become that when people see you, they're going to look at you and be like, oh, that's what she chose to do. Oh, that's what he chose to do. You don't want people to look at you and be like, oh, she ain't do he ain't do You don't want them to look at you and say that. You want them to look at you with some pride, with some inspiration. All right, because you used all the ambition that you have. You didn't just let it sit around and just let it fade away. You didn't let it evaporate. You didn't waste it. You got a whole bunch of people on this earth. It's bigger than just us. There are 8 billion people right now surviving and thriving and living well and living good. Some of them maybe not so good. But what are you going to do? What decisions, what choices are you going to make? You are in control of your own fate and you're in control of your own destiny. How you see yourself right now, that's your future self. How you see yourself right now, that's what you're going to be doing in the future. What you think about yourself right now, that's what your future self is going to feel like. Whatever you think about yourself right now, that's what your future self is going to be doing, being, and having. So you might as well change your mind around so you could change your life around. Think something good about yourself. If you're having a negative thought, if something is pulling on your mind, if something is agitating you and aggravating you, change your mind. Change your thought. If something is making you angry, you don't have to keep thinking that's something that's making you angry. Replace that thought with another one and another one and another one. You got a mind like DJ Khaled. Whenever a negative thought pops into your mind, have yourself a mental salad. Another one. Another one. Feed your mind the things that you need to be in your mind. There are a lot of programs out there. There are a lot of things out there that could possibly pull on you and possibly cause you to be angry. But you don't have to stay angry. You don't have to stay upset. You don't have to stay mad. There's 8 billion people in this world, and a half of them are happy. Half of them are out there living their life, whether they have something or whether they don't. There's people that are rich that are upset and destroyed. There's people that are broke that are upset and destroyed. There's people that are broke that are happy and living their life. There's people that are broke that are upset and disgusted and angry. Whether you have something or you don't, you have happiness. Whether you have something or you don't, you have the choice to be a happy person. You can make some choices that could turn your life around right now, today. What's going to make you stand out amongst all these 8 billion people? Doesn't that bring a sense of well-being to you? You're not alone. Start, if you ever feel alone, be like, yo, there's 8 billion people. Somebody out there is going through the same thing I am. Somebody out there feels the same way I feel. Somebody out there thinks the same way I think. Start thinking big. There's 8 billion people out there. How can I serve 1 million of them? There's 8 billion people out there. How can I reach 1 million of them? What do I have to offer that could benefit at least 100,000 of them? Then 500,000, then 1 million. What can I do? What do I have to offer? What are my skills? What am I good at? What's something that I know I'm good at that I can develop into something better? Life is about developing yourself. You have to develop yourself wherever you're at. Whatever you have going on, you can still develop yourself and you can still make your life better than it was yesterday. You got it in you. May not be using it, but you have it in you and you need to use it. You need to start using it. You need to start doing something with it. Out of those 8 billion people, yo, there's millions of people that aren't just sitting around and that aren't just doing nothing. There's millions of people that woke up at 3 o'clock this morning and got to it. They read, they worked out, they did whatever else they had to do. They wrote their lesson plans. They may have been tired, but they pushed through it. What are you going to do? How are you going to push through so you can get a breakthrough in life? There's 8 billion people on the planet. You don't want to be amongst the failures. You don't want to be amongst the losers. You don't want to be amongst the giver-uppers. You don't want to be amongst the people that tried and that let their dream die. You don't want to be amongst those people. You don't want to be vibrating on that frequency. You're better than that. You know it's something that you can do and you're supposed to be doing. Why are you procrastinating? Procrastinating is not for you. Giving up is not for you. Procrastinating, you got to get it out your DNA. Giving up, you got to get it out your DNA. You weren't born like that. Somewhere along the line, you picked that up from somebody else's negative mind. Put it back down. Anything that you picked up throughout the years of your life that's not productive or that's not conducive to where you want to be, put it back down. Put it in the garbage disposal. Put it in a dumpster. Let the trash men take it. You got some ishy thoughts, flush them down the toilet. You want to be amongst the millions of people, the billions of people that are becoming something, that are doing something. There's 8 billion people on the planet, yo. That's a lot of people. What can you do to help some of them? What can you do to change your life and then go change some lives? How can you help yourself and then put something together that'll help someone else? There's only one you, all right? There's only one you who can do things creatively just like you. There's only one you who can dress just like you. All right. There, of course, there's other people wearing the same way. Wearing the same clothes, doing the same thing, but you may have a different way of doing it. You may have a different way of looking at things. You may have a different way of seeing things. There's 8 billion people on the earth. 1 million of them are all musicians and making music and have hopes and dreams of becoming a musician or something to do with music, but you hear it a little different. What's the difference between you and them? The fact that I hear it different. I don't hear it like that. Nobody hears everything the same. If you hear it different, put your music out there and you'll stand out. Keep working on it. Develop it. Do something with it. Do something with your time. You can make something of yourself if you actually wanted to. If you actually wanted to be something and you work towards it every day, regardless of if you have a job, regardless if you don't have a job, regardless of if you work, have kids, all right, regardless of if you're in a shelter or if you're in a mansion or if you're in a house or if you're living in somebody's basement or if you might be in a tent. I don't know. But you can change the way you're living by focusing on where you're at right now, telling yourself some positive thoughts, doing some positive things regardless of your situation. There's 8 billion people on the planet. Somebody's got it worse than you, even if you are in a tent. Somebody's got it worse than you, even if you don't have no tent. Somebody's still got it worse than you. Regardless of where you're at, regardless of where you see yourself, you could change that. If you see yourself where you don't want to be, change the way you see yourself. Change where you see yourself. Anything is possible. I really mean that. Anything is possible. People went to the moon during a time where nobody went before and they didn't think it could happen. There's people who have done things that they were told you can't do that. That couldn't happen and they still did it. What's going to make you different than all the people on the planet? You just going to sit around and just live and just be here like everybody else, or you going to do something? You're different. Your life is important. You mean something to the world. You mean something to the planet. You're able to make an impact if you really try. If you try hard enough and you change yourself and you do some positive things in your life, you're going to have enough power to make an impact on this planet. You can't do it sitting around. You can't do it not being anything. You can't do it with a negative attitude. If you have some negative people around you, you got to get away from them. There's 8 billion people in the world. There's more positive people out there than you think. Maybe some negative people, maybe a lot of negative people around. Maybe you got to leave that environment. Maybe you got to find where the positive people are and get in where you fit in. There's no opportunities where you're at. Maybe you got to get up, go someplace else and find an opportunity in a different place. There's people that are just like you that have went through a lot of things, didn't give up, and they reached their destination. They made something of themselves. They said, you know what? There's 8 billion people on the planet. I'm going to make something of myself. I don't want to just be another billion. I want to be one of the ones that stand out. I want to be one of the ones that do something big. I want to be one of the ones that people remember. People are dying every day. People are being born every day. In and out, in and out, in and out. That's all this is. This is a place, the earth is a place where you come, you become something, you do something great. All right, you put God first, and then you just go home afterwards. What are you going to do while you're here? You just going to just sit around and just go through the motions, and then when your life is over? I came here, I didn't do nothing, I died. God forbid. All right, you want to do something great to the point to where when you go, you don't even die. You just you know what I'm saying? You just your greatness just travels up to the next dimension. For real. So make something of yourself. Do something positive with your time, and you won't regret it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out. Make sure you're not just another number in the 8 billion. Make sure you're one of the 8 billion people that stand out. Peace, love, and light.